My mother died on a Thursday, kidney failure. She was 58. She never learned to send a voice note, never figured out how to video call, and always called me on Sunday afternoons at exactly 2 p.m. Tell me to eat properly and stop drinking cold water from the well. She said cold water was the root of all illness. She was probably right. I buried her in March. I held her hand until it went cold. I'm telling you this so you understand. I know she is dead. There is no confusion, no denial. I watched them lower her into the earth. Which is why when my phone lit up at 3:17 a.m. on Tuesday night, 8 months later, and the screen showed incoming call Ma, 3:17 a.m. connecting. I sat up so fast I knocked over the glass of water on my bedside table. I stared at the screen. The name glowed in the dark, Ma, with a heart emoji. The heart emoji she made me add because she said, how will people know I'm important without it? The phone rang 4 times. My thumb hovered over the green button. Every logical part of my brain said, wrong number, SIM reused, telecom error. Every other part of me, the part that still smells her dupatta in my wardrobe sometimes, wanted to pick up so badly it physically hurt. I picked up. I picked up the voice static, 3 seconds of a static, and then I cannot explain this. The sound of breathing, slow, steady, the way someone breathes when they have been sleeping and they are not quite awake yet. The way she breathed, I said hello. My own voice sounded very far away, like it belonged to someone else in a different room. More static than a sound that made the hair on every part of my body stand at once. A voice, her voice, cracked and distant like a radio signal dying. Unknown caller. बेटा कपड़े पहन के सो ठंड है. Son, wearing something warm before sleeping. It's cold. The call dropped. I sat in the dark for a very long time. My hands were shaking. Those were the exact words. Those exact words she said to me every winter. She said them. The last I saw her in the hospital, she was on oxygen. She could barely speak and she used those words. Nobody else had any reason to call at 3:17 a.m. Now the investigation. Morning came, I had not slept. I called her number back 12 times. No answer. On the 13th call, a man picked up. Old voice, confused, irritated at being called so many times. His name was Ratan Singh. He had been given that SIM number by his telecom provider 4 months ago after porting from a different network. He had not called me. His phone, he said, had been switched off since 10 p.m. His wife confirmed this when she took the phone from him. She sounded tired and scared on my behalf in the way that kind strangers sometimes are. I went to my telecom provider. I asked them for the call log. Officially on record, the woman at the desk pulled it up, looked at it, looked at me, looked at it again. Now comes the telecom executive. Sir, our records show no incoming call to your number between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. last night. There is no call at 3:17 a.m. on this log. The system shows it was in standby mode. I showed her my phone screen, my own call log. The call was there 3:17 a.m. Ma with a heart emoji. Duration 23 seconds. Her records showed nothing. A call that happened and simultaneously did not happen. Recorded in one place, invisible in another. 23 seconds long, and in those 23 seconds, a voice that has been silent for 8 months said the only 6 words that could make me believe it was real. Chapter 4. What I found out. I'm a rational person. I work in data analytics. I believe in evidence, so I have spent 3 weeks trying to find an explanation. I spoke to a telecom engineer. I spoke to a psychiatrist who specializes in grief. I spoke to a professor of parapsychology at a university I will not name because I don't want them to get calls. The telecom engineer said it was technically impossible for a call to appear in my log without originating from their servers. The psychiatrist said grief causes auditory hallucinations in 40% of bereaved people within the first year, but hallucinations do not leave call logs. The parapsychology professor said very quietly, Professor, name withheld. There are 17 documented cases globally of what we call telephone calls from the disease. The voice always says something only that person would know. The calls never last more than 30 seconds and they always happen exactly once. They do not repeat because they are not a haunting, they are a goodbye. I had not told him the call was 23 seconds long. I had not told him she had said something only she would say. I had not told him it was the only call. He knew anyway. Chapter 4. Tonight. I'm writing this at 11:14 p.m. I have my phone on the table in front of me. I'm wearing a sweater, a thick one, because even if I cannot explain what happened, even if every rational part of me says it was impossible, somewhere in me, even if every rational part of me says it was impossible, somewhere in me, a 6-year-old boy heard his mother's voice and he listened. I don't know if the dead call, I don't know if whatever I heard was real or a signal from somewhere science hasn't mapped yet. But I know this she spent 28 years worried I would catch cold. 8 months after dying, she called at 3:17 a.m. to tell me to put a sweater on. If that is not love, I don't know what is. And if your phone rings tonight at an impossible hour, check the name before you let it go to voicemail. Some calls don't come twice. Thank you. Follow for more such content and please like, share and subscribe to my channel Jugaad Mind to improve your English. Thank you.